Hey there, Doc Eric. Welcome to my YouTube neighborhood, the channel where I give you one mindset tip and one body set tip that you can apply directly to your life. And today we're going to be talking about information diets and going on an information diet, and even what the heck does that term mean. So we're going to talk about it, so let's go ahead and jump in. A lot of us find ourselves searching for information throughout the day, whether that is waking up first thing in the morning and checking your phone for missed messages, maybe you're checking email, maybe you're checking for news, the weather, doesn't matter. You're doing something that's distracting you that's going to hopefully help you prepare for the day. A lot of us, what we end up falling into the trap of is we get so absorbed in this information world that we kind of lose sight of what's going on around us. So much to the point where we've got so many podcasts that are clogging up our inboxes. We have so many subscription emails that we're just constantly deleting through and unsubscribing from. Maybe you have a lot of news feeds that get alerts to your phone, or you find yourself constantly going back to maybe an app on your phone that's kind of refreshing and giving you the latest news, whether it's world news, whether it's sports, whether it's fashion, entertainment, news, all those sorts of things, the newest and latest book coming out, other creative things that you may be interested in. So my solution to you would be to really kind of look at your day-to-day world and see where you're getting your information from. Is any of it overlap? Is any of it redundant? Or do you find yourself constantly going back to the same source and kind of refreshing the page? So one of the most popular ones obviously is Facebook and Instagram. We tend to check these things multiple times throughout the day, as well as other social media sites like Twitter and Snapchat. And for me, one of the problems with doing that is by constantly going back to your mobile device, you are kind of taking yourself out of the world proper, and you're really missing out on some really cool things that are going on in your world. So if you must use those social media devices, why not try a strategy of really kind of planning your day around using those devices, right? So for myself personally, I'll check my emails first thing in the day, and I'll check them late at night. And if there's anything that is important that I'm expecting throughout the day, I may check the email in the middle of the day. Right? Same thing with social media. I'm not on social media a ton, but when I am, I have designated times throughout the day, early morning, middle of the day, and in the early afternoon, so that way it frees up family time when I need to. That way I'm not glued to the phone. Unless I really have something that I have to pay attention to, I try to keep the phone at a distance so that I can kind of really be present with what's going on in my world. Another thing I want to talk about with going on an information diet is the email thing, right? So a lot of us have a clogged inbox. We subscribe to things we didn't know we subscribed to, and maybe we're receiving emails that we didn't know we signed up for, but you have a cluttered inbox with all of these advertisements for things that you may have bought a couple of months ago. And one of the things that I like to do periodically, I do this about once a month, sometimes sooner if I have to, is I'll actually go through and unsubscribe for things that I don't want to receive information from. And the freeing thing about that is it really helps to kind of clean out your inbox, but it also helps you to minimize missing certain important things that you're receiving too. So there's been times where my inbox is so cluttered that I actually have to spend extra time throughout my day, and I really don't want to be doing this, and I have to search for important emails from important people because they're cluttered between all these advertisements that I no longer subscribe to because I've gotten rid of them because it was such a pain in the ass. Another thing too is when you are looking at where you're getting your information from, are you receiving information from multiple sources that's practically the same thing? And the same thing with podcasts, right? Podcasts are great. We talked about those earlier. And one of the things with podcasting is if you're listening to a lot of the same or similar content, if you have the time to digest that content, by all means go ahead. But if you're receiving redundant information, perhaps it's time to choose one podcast over the other and really kind of hunker down in terms of where you're getting your information, so that way you can be more efficient with your time. Right? So the mindset component of going on an information diet is the news that you're consuming, or the news that you're putting out into the world, does that activate something in you physically, right? Do you get triggered by it? Are you angry at what you read? Are you angry at what you saw? Does it make you happy? Does it make you sad? Does it make you feel some sort of intense emotion? And if those emotions are negative, or if it affects you and impacts you later in the day, that might be an option for you to maybe rethink what you're looking at and what you're checking at. A lot of people I know, they like to watch the news in the evening, whether that's on television or through their mobile devices. And the problem with that is that now triggers you. So as you're trying to get a nice restful night of sleep, you're now kind of stirred up, and that's going to affect you, and you're going to have a negative night of sleep because of whatever you saw or heard that made you feel what you felt. So again, if it's really that important, by all means, tune in. But if not, why not catch the headlines the following day, and that way you can kind of get a jump on a good night's sleep, as well as trying to process the information. Because oftentimes when we're just consuming information at a high volume and high pace, that's essentially like trying to drink water from a fire hose. It's just too much, too fast. You're going to miss a lot of that information. It's going to blow past you, and what you're going to find is you're going to have to refer back to it because you didn't absorb it the first time. So it seems to me like that's kind of a wasteful use of your time as opposed to being efficient with your time, right? So those are things to look out for. And there we have it, one mindset tip and one body set tip that we delivered today to help you navigate your world just a little bit easier. So I encourage you to go ahead and try that on and really kind of free up your day, really unclutter your life. And a shameless plug moment, don't forget to rate, review, and subscribe, and to click that little notification button on the bottom of the screen. That helps you stay on top of the content that I'm releasing periodically throughout the week. And we got some more cool stuff coming your way, so go ahead and stay tuned. And as always, until next time, stay healthy.